The Badgerita and I are just outside of Palm Desert, and we are about to do a hike literally right at the edge of the town city called the Bump and Grind Trail, and it's about 4 miles and about 1,000 feet of elevation gain in a loop. And I guess, which way do you want to go? Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise, or I don't know.
Either way, you pick. All right, looks like we're going clockwise. Off we go. We are glad to be doing this in late January than in late June or July. This would be very exposed, very hot. Right now it's perfect, and we're just switchbacking our way literally out of the city. See down below the parking area, and heading directly up the mountain. Well, this is an extremely popular hike, and there are a lot of people. It's a weekday, so can't imagine what it would be like on a weekend. There's a lot of people, but it doesn't feel crowded. About 0.6 miles in, there's a split. One goes to the left, one goes to the right. We are taking the left-hand turn and winding our way up and around. There's actually quite a few different splits. There's another one right up here. So I'm sure they all sort of lead to the same place, but it's good if you have your All Trails map loaded. Well, there's many different paths, and we've chosen one that basically goes straight up this ridge. You can see the people way up there, and there's another one to our right which is a bit more gradual, but I believe they come together at this point. So either way, I think we would have ended up here. So the grade is increased a bit. You can kind of see where we've come from. Walking along the side, obviously want to pay attention. It's not that narrow, but you don't want to slip here either. The rocks up here have sort of a volcanic look to them, changing color from down below. So partway around the Bump and Grind loop, there is an out and back junction that takes us to a high point, I guess, and an overlook. So we're heading off in that direction, and then we'll rejoin the main trail and back down there. Well, I have made it to the out and back top. It looks like that little piece might be the very end of things. You are here.
You know, there's some trail over there.
Yeah, there's trails that go further off into the distance, but as far as this trail is concerned, we are at the top. And there's not many people who took this little side junction to get to the top. They all seem to be just doing the basic bottom loop down there. Well, it was just under 2 miles to the top of the out and back, and maybe 1,000 feet of elevation gain. So this is the view that we get down the valley. And now we're gonna head back down to the intersection and finish the loop. All right, we're back to the junction of the out and back joining the loop. So we're going to hang a left up here and finish our bump and grind loop hike. Looks like we're going to wind our way around that grayish mound of dirt and rocks and then head down from there. So you can see over to the golf course, and we were trying to guess how many golf courses there might be, and I guessed 25, maybe 50. There are 225 golf courses in the Palm Desert, Palm Springs, Coachella Valley, greater area, which is crazy how many that is. And it's so stark to see that green grass and trees and everything else as dry as a bone. So we went clockwise, and unless I change my mind here in the last bit of the descent, I would say that was a smart move, because going clockwise you get the much steeper ascent, which I would rather go up steeply, and you get a much more gradual descent. Well, I don't know if you can see, but our trail is way over on the other side, and it then goes up and over that rise and then drops back. So we still have a little bit more work to do. Well, we came down that ramp and around, and now we're climbing around the shoulder for our final descent, I think, back to our car. Somebody put a bit of work into this part of the trail with that wall that they had to build. So, up and over. Well, we've come to the end of this hike, and let's see, it's about 4¼ miles and a little over 1,100 feet of elevation gain. It was warm, it was dry, great views of the valley, a bit dusty, but you know, a typical high desert hike, sort of urban, if you will, just outside the city. I'm gonna guess it was not the Badgerita's favorite hike of all time, but good exercise for us and good to be out in the sunshine. Final thoughts, Badgerita?
It was climbing, but it was good. Again, you don't want to do it in the summer. So.
And we're glad to be down.
We're glad to be down. Is that a bike?
And Badgerita's just pointing out that there's like a little miniature bike track, a dirt track down here. So, pretty cool. So, until our next hiking adventure in Arizona possibly, which is where we're headed next, the Sid and the Badgerita out.